What up, A-fam? Oh wait, let me do that one again. What's up, A-fam? Oh, a lot of energy. He does that every time. That explains the coffee. Pete, how do you not get spit all over the place when you do that? Amazing. Oh my God, do you know what we have here? I don't know if you're ready. We have a Peter McKinnon Polar Pro collab with these designer variable ND filters. Woo! Look at that glisten. Ka-ching! That's money, yo. That's money. Hi, my name is Kitty with Atola Visuals. For those who don't know me, I run this YouTube channel where we review camera gear, we discuss business tips, we do travel vlogs, we do fun collabs, as well as running a production company here in San Francisco. I stay busy, and I'm sure you do too. But first, let me just talk about ND filters really quick. What they do is it cuts down the amount of light, and this is important if you want to do long exposures or you want to do shallow depth of field when you're shooting in broad daylight. You got to cut down that light. And if you're a video shooter, it keeps your shutter speed at the right amount to have that motion blur. There's been times where I forgot my ND filter and I had to shoot that shutter speed way up, and you get this weird choppy stop motion effect. Unless that's the vibe you're going for, most people don't feel it. Personally, I like to use prime NDs. I sold my old variable ND filters because once you turn it past a certain amount, it gets this X cross effect on your image that I don't want to even deal with. It's just like another thing that I'm gonna have to worry about instead of focusing on what I'm shooting and telling my story. The reasons are because with variable NDs, there's two filters stuck together, and as you turn them, it adjusts how much light is being stopped down. At a certain point, that's when it shows up. So here's my prime ND filter case. It's clearly overflowing. These filters definitely came during a good time. Time to upgrade a little bit, Kitty. Let me put this ghetto case away. But the problem is, if you want to change out the stops, you're gonna have to buy multiple filters, which, as you can see, my case is already filled up and I carry this constantly. You're gonna have to screw on and screw off the filters to change them, which also adds more time. I have looked into these magnetic filter adapters, which I find quite interesting. However, I'm pretty scared because if you knock that lens on something and the filter falls off, there it goes. It's done. So I'd rather deal with screwing it on and off and make sure that it's actually safe. In my ideal camera world, I would love if every camera had built-in NDs, but a girl can dream, right? We ain't there yet. I want to say thank you to Polar Pro for partnering with me on this video, and the fact that this is a Peter McKinnon designer filter, who would say no to that? I had to give variable ND filters another shot. So for my first test, I took it out to Yerba Buena to do some long exposure shots of this water fountain. Pretty simple to do. I used the 6 to 9 stop filter and had the shutter open between 1.5 to 3 seconds. I also did that same test near the Bay Bridge to get some really soft water looks. I just love the texture of long exposure water. It's just so elegant and beautiful. For my last test, I wanted to do something that I've never tried before, which is always so exciting for me to do. This is a long exposure time-lapse cinematograph. Yes, that's a mouthful. So for this, I had to use the A7R2, which had my Play Memories time-lapse app on there. I set that to a 3-second interval for about 10 to 15 minutes. I had the shutter open for 1 second, which is enough time to get the car movements without having them so blurred out that you wouldn't see them at all. Then I took a photo of myself in that same scene without moving anything, and I masked myself in there. Another easy use for these ND filters is to get shallow depth of field for video. So if you want to keep your 24 frames per second and 1/50th shutter, this is the way to do it. So what I liked about this filter is that it actually stops, so you don't ever risk getting those artifacts showing up in your images. Less thinking and worry for me to do. So my tip is to get the 82mm, which also fits my 24 to 70 G Master, and get step-up rings. So I could use this with my smaller diameter lenses like my 24 1.4. I'm all about carrying less stuff, you know me. I'm the type that really appreciates how products are packaged because it says a lot about the company. If their packaging is well thought out, so is their product. I judge companies on that alone, not gonna lie. Not only that, but unboxing something that looks amazing is part of the experience of getting a new piece of gear. And they did not disappoint. The step-up ring even has its own case. Really? I mean, it's not necessary, but I do appreciate it. I mean, I'm all about texture and design. Yeah. This to me just shows that they care that much about the external that the product that's inside of it has to be quality as well. That's how I see it. The only thing that I wish is that they had a much darker ND filter, so if I wanted to capture, for instance, clouds moving across the sky that's longer than a couple seconds, that would be awesome. But I'm just being picky because I can't think of anything else. That's a struggle. If I have to really think about a con, I'm just making it up now. Peter McKinnon's all about the magic tricks. First you see me, now you don't. I'm so lame, I'm sorry. This filter definitely changed my mind on using variable ND filters again. Now I could get rid of those primes or maybe save it for emergencies if I ever break these, God forbid, because there's an extra protective lens cover on there and really sturdy cases, but you never know. They make 2 different versions in 3 different sizes. Like I said earlier, I suggest going for the biggest size of the lens you own and then getting step-up filters so you could use that same filter. If only all the lenses were the same diameter, it'd make our life so much easier. And the same lens mount. To learn more, to check current prices, you know where to go. The links will be down below. I could seriously play with these all day. I mean, look at that gold glisten. What? Hey Polar Pro, if you want to do a kitty designer product, you know where to find me. Thanks for hanging out with me. Find me on IG for some more examples. You do you, fam, and I'll see you when I see you. Done. Whee! Oh no, I just got my fingerprints on it. It's painful. Diameter, I think it is. I don't know. Designer ND filters. And hello, Peter McKinnon. Jesus, slack, hush. Back to what I was saying. That's a wrap. Still in pajama pants and slippers. You already know.